What is up, everybody? Solomon here. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. Long time, no video. I know it's been probably a little bit over 2 weeks at this point in time. We were preparing to go down to Consensus. I'm going to get into a little bit of that shortly here. I did want to give a shout out to the whole team at Genfinity and Valor as well for coming down and being able to film all of these interviews. If you guys missed it, we actually were able to nail down an interview with David Schwartz. I'll play just a quick snippet of that for you guys, and I'll post a link to Genfinity's YouTube as well. You can check out the entire thing, and then I'm going to go over some of the other interviews that we have coming out very shortly. Plan to get very much so back into some videos in ways that make sense over this week here, and just really excited. I mean, we were able to nail down an interview with multiple individuals. So Mance Harmon, who is the CEO at Schwartz Labs, as well as co-founder of Hedera. Ben Jorgensen, who is the CEO of Constellation. So for those of you in the DAG ecosystem, we were able to nail down Eric Bassini, who's the Chief Revenue Officer at Schwartz Labs, David Schwartz, Matt Hamilton. We were able to get the Chief Marketing Officer at BCW. We were able to get Kava. We were able to get Fendora. Just so many different really good interviews. But this is just a quick snippet of the David Schwartz interview, and then I'll post a link down there for you guys as well. The full video is on Genfinity's YouTube. What is up, everybody? Solomon here. Extremely excited to be down here at Consensus with Genfinity, and I cannot tell you how excited I am to meet the man, the myth, the legend himself, Sir David Schwartz. David, can you talk a little bit about your experience? You did a fireside chat today. XLS 20 launched about 7 months ago. Obviously, NFTs going live on the XRP ledger, and I know one of the big passion aspects that you have going on right now is XLS 30. Can you talk about that chat and XLS 30 and what that represents for the ledger?
Sure. So I gave a fireside chat along with David Bichiri from the XRPL Commons, and we talked about everything. I asked him some questions like, what is the XRPL Commons? Because he had helping him to kind of get his message out, and he asked me a lot of questions about the direction that the XRP ledger was going, and a lot of focus on how developers can join the effort and where they can get support and how they can contribute and be part of a thriving community. Yeah, XLS 20, it's been about 6 months now, roughly. And the adoption has been really good. There's been well over 1 million NFTs, 5 major marketplaces, hundreds of projects. It's been fantastic, and the network has been stable. There were certainly legitimate concerns anytime you make a change to a blockchain that you're going to break something, and obviously we're as careful as we can possibly be. But it's always a relief when it goes off without a hitch, and the network is still stable. Closing ledgers every couple of seconds at transactions at very low cost. Yeah, XLS 30, the automated market maker, I'm just the mechanics and the mathematics of trading is something that's really exciting to me, and I'm excited for the possibility that that's going to bring. Not so much for adding liquidity. It will add liquidity. Personally, that's not what I'm super excited about. What I'm super excited about is the trading strategy that will execute on behalf of token holders and the yield that I think that the people who sort of loan cryptocurrencies and stable coins providing liquidity to the pool will get.
100%. So, I mean, really fascinating. Honestly, a little bit starstruck meeting David Schwartz, obviously. I'm gonna post the full Genfinity. So if you guys want to just go into YouTube and type in Genfinity, the Lighthouse, you can find all of these interviews. We have a bunch that we still need to push out. We've got Matt Hamilton, obviously, previously with Ripple, previously with BitTensor and Tau, so the AI aspects, and now with Filecoin, so storage aspects and IPFS. We nailed down an XRP Cafe interview. Again, CMO at BCW. BCW works with multiple ecosystems, but certainly within the Hedera ecosystem as well. They are partnered with FIS and WorldPay, so that's going to be really interesting moving down the pike here. So Akriti, we met, interviewed her. It was a fantastic interview. Mance Harmon, co-founder of Hedera, obviously the head of Schwartz Labs. Eric Bassini, Chief Revenue Officer, Schwartz Labs. Twigital, which is Brandon, the H-Bar Bull. He also runs the H-Bar Foundation account, obviously separately. But Twigital is, I think, really one of the most interesting projects that I've seen in Web3 thus far, because essentially digital twins of what really exists in the real world. Moving into Web3, which I think is absolutely fantastic, and there's tons of use cases there. Patches, who is an absolute legend in the Hedera ecosystem. If you guys aren't aware, Patches started HGraph Punks, moved into Turtle Moon for DeFi aspects, and HGraph.io, which they announced a rebrand to just HGraph within the consensus event. And HGraph offers a load of turnkey developer and community onboarding services, including GraphQL API, which essentially makes developer queries and pulls into the Hedera ecosystem just much more seamless and much more timely, to the point that even Schwartz utilizes HGraph at this point. Maychan and Hashpack, I mean, how much can be said for Hashpack and the stuff that those guys have accomplished? We obviously, from Genfinity's purview, work with those guys pretty closely to streamline interviews, and they've helped us out with some of these events. But they just launched their store and have, within literally a week, become the largest, not only wallet, but the largest NFT collection on the Hedera ecosystem as well. And from VeChain standpoint, Sebastian Sejo, talking about the development aspects, onboarding new devs, talking about Vorge, talking about multi-chain aspects, getting VeChain out of kind of the community into multiple communities, essentially, moving away from just the supply chain narrative and into kind of everything else that VeChain has goals for moving forward from 2023. Obviously, you guys probably know Quincy from the XDC ecosystem. We were able to nail down an interview with him. Kava, we got the head of BDM, or business development, within Kava. Kava is essentially a combination of Ethereum and Cosmos. Almost imagine if they had a baby, and that is what you get within the Kava ecosystem, and they have some exciting announcements that they release as well. Fendora CEO Sam Harrison, so if you're a privacy advocate, they have some really interesting aspects that I can probably say now regarding triple masking, allowing for almost programmability at the user standpoint, where you can choose to make your transactions totally private. You can choose to make them totally public. If you do ever end up getting audited, you can have totally private aspects that do become public if you want to give that information away. We were also able to interview Ben Jorgensen, who is the CEO at Constellation. So any of you guys out there that are interested in Layer Zeros and DAG, certainly want to pay attention to the Ben interview that we nailed down. And I'm missing a couple here. Valor said that we had like over 15 from Genfinity. So I think we're going to release Mance Harmon probably tomorrow. If you want to check out the full David Schwartz interview, you can go to Genfinity's Lighthouse right here. It's youtube.com// the Lighthouse 6866. And I will post a link down for you guys as well. Again, guys, plan to do some more videos here this week. Last week was nuts with Consensus. I guess talking about Consensus briefly, I mean, one thing really stood out to me kind of walking around and seeing all of the different projects with all of the different booths. Like, I really do think, like, I'm really looking forward to the Mance Harmon interview releasing, by the way. I talked about real TPS going on within Hedera. If you guys aren't aware, Hedera is essentially achieving real transactions per second of about 1 billion per 3 weeks. And the words that Mance used were, this is a drop in the bucket moving forward. I think that we're so early with adoption in this space, but I'm really excited with some of the ecosystems that we really care about, that I try to talk about on this channel as much as possible. And then newer ecosystems are certainly going to come about as well. And yeah, I mean, it was just crazy being down there. It was crazy being able to interview people that, you look at as almost like these star figures in this space, like David Schwartz and everybody else. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just wanted to give you kind of a quick recap from Consensus. I apologize for not doing as many videos recently, but we did get a lot of content, and hopefully it's educational for you guys. And I'll post a link down to Genfinity's YouTube below if you guys are interested. I should also mention Genfinity has a cross-chain spaces tomorrow. We're starting them back up again. And the one that we have tomorrow is, and this is a good one as well, we've got Unizen. So those of you guys that are interested in Unizen, I know multiple people have been talking about them for quite some time. We have them coming in. We've got Self Crypto, we have Hashpack, we have Expector representing the XRPL. So we've got Serenity Shield, we've got Ator. So tons of different ecosystems, as we usually try to break down silos as much as possible. If you guys want to check those Twitter spaces out that we do, please give Genfinity IO a follow on Twitter as well. And I'll be back with some deep dives and hopefully some findings and some crazy stuff here shortly. But in the meantime, we've got a bunch of interviews and content coming out. I hope you guys enjoy them and appreciate them. I mean, it was amazing for us to go down there and meet so many great people. And yeah, just trying to put work in, guys. I will talk to you guys when I talk to you. Later.